So today is the first official day of August 2020. I hope you guys have been having a really good weekend so far. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to the channel. Now we're going to cover three things in today's video. We're going to cover unemployment, we're going to cover eviction, and we're also going to talk about the second stimulus checks as well. Now to start out, unemployment boost benefits, that $600 amount that we've been talking about for the past few months has officially come to an end. In addition to that, there's also been an end to the eviction protection that we first got from the CARES Act. It is not looking so good as we enter this brand new month of August. I'm going to be real with you guys, but let's cover exactly the situation that we have in hand. And I also have some tips I want to share with anyone who's just going through some very troubling times. At the current moment, we still have Republicans and Democrats fighting over what the rate is going to be for the $600 unemployment boost amount. Republicans are looking at the $200 amount while Democrats are still sticking with that full $600 amount. Now, Republicans had originally waited this long to come into negotiations with a Democrat on what is going to happen, but they made a mistake and didn't realize how much internal conflict they would have with one another inside of their own party. So naturally, if we think about it, Republicans already had a leaning edge because they know that Democrats want the full amount. So if I were to give an example of good cop and bad cop, I would say Republicans would be the bad cop of this negotiation because they want a less amount and they know that a majority of the people out here want a higher amount regardless of what the reason is. So because they have that power where Democrats are already stating their line, this is their first offer. If you go to a car dealership, you offer that first amount, you already are losing. So Democrats have been doing that since the beginning. They just wanted us to get through the full $600 amount like we've seen in the past. Republicans, knowing that, waited a very long time to come into negotiations with them so that they had more leverage, knowing that there was a time limit for people to actually get something like this. So their negotiation power would be, look, if y'all want something, we're going to have to go with $200 or we're going to get $0 at all. But right now it's backfiring and no one is winning in this situation because both Democrats and Republicans aren't getting what they need. Now, when we're talking about having proper negotiations, we need to also realize that both parties are going to have to come to some type of agreement where they sacrifice what they want in their current situation. $200 and $600 offers us a good enough gap where we can still meet in the middle, whether it's $300, $400, or $500. That is going to be that middle soft ground. And as long as we can get some type of amount to get past, this is going to generate some type of hopeful future for the people who have lost their unemployment benefits. And this isn't just a couple people in your neighborhood or down the street. This is actually 30 million people now that are losing these benefits. Now, if that wasn't bad enough news already, the CARES Act eviction moratorium has officially come to an end as well. If you're facing an eviction during this pandemic, you are not alone either. So 30 million people with the unemployment federal boost benefits that are getting affected. Well, we actually have 10 million more people that are getting affected by this eviction moratorium that has come to an end. So 40 million people in the US can now actually face getting evicted out of their own homes. This is 4 times the amount of what we've seen in the Great Recession, and I found a pretty interesting graph for you guys to get a better visual of what's going on. So this is provided to us by the US Census Bureau on households, and as you guys can see, we have some very alarming percentages of different states that are facing evictions. So take a look at this visual. It kind of looks like the state of the US because that's what it's supposed to be. Now, the darker the color is, the more people that are actually facing the possible evictions that are coming up. So if you're one of those people, I just really want to say, I hope that you guys are finding good enough protection during this time. I know our federal government and our leaders are not stepping in and doing what's right for the people. So what you guys need to know is that there are still resources at the state and local level in order for you to take advantage of and to get any type of additional protection. Arizona earmarked $5 million for that purpose. Residents in Delaware can apply for up to $1,500 in rental assistance, and similar measures were made available to those in Montana, Ohio, and New York. This little excerpt is just giving us a better idea that there is state and local assistance, but a lot of this is very limited and it's nothing compared to what we could see at the federal level. Like I stated before, please make sure that you exhaust all the resources that you have at the state, local, and county level if you can. Our government should be for the people. Our government should be protecting the people, and they are not doing that in this instance. So it looks like we have to take matters into our own hand, do some research, call up any organizations you know if you're at the risk of facing eviction. So as unemployment rates still remain at a historic high level and cases are going up, we got additional grim news. I know we got a little bit of bad news today, but I'm just going to be real with you guys. I'm going to present with you guys the facts. We're not going to get good news every single day. And here's what I found online with the World Health Organization as well. They actually warned the public that this is officially going to be a very lengthy pandemic. And they also continue to say that the pandemic is a once-in-a-century health crisis, the effects of which will be felt for decades to come. Now, just to add a little bit of icing on the cake, President Trump is going ahead and trying to ban TikTok as well. Many of you guys may not care about this, but this is a growing social media app, just like YouTube, just like Instagram. It was on the up, but because of surveillance and security issues from China, they're actually looking to get rid of this app. Maybe some of you guys heard of this news, maybe some of you guys didn't, but just in case you didn't, I wanted to, add the sprinkle of bad news while we can. But okay, this video isn't going to be necessarily all bad news. I did find some good, promising things that we can also look forward to. So here's what we know about the next stimulus checks as well. With the HEALS Act provided by the Republicans still on the table, and Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi not being able to come to a mutual agreement on any additional funds for the people, we still have a version of the stimulus check that doesn't involve both parties having to pass either one of their bills. And this is going to be that CAAF Act or the SAFE Act, whichever way you guys want to call it, the CAAF Act. And this actually involves a smaller amount for single independents, but it does offer a higher stimulus check for people who have families. The good news is if the CAAF Act were to get passed, then we could actually see stimulus checks getting approved within the next week. Now, the reason why I like the CAAF Act is because it is independent from the HEALS and the HEROES, which has so much more that they need to do in order to negotiate and to finalize terms in order for people to see a stamp of approval and start seeing money in our pockets. Although the CAAF Act is not going to have the huge and full amount that we've seen with our other stimulus checks that are currently at a $2.5 trillion difference between the Democrats and the Republicans, we can put a little bit of hope into this act. Look, if something like the CAAF Act were to get passed and people were able to start seeing stimulus checks in their pocket, it wouldn't put as much pressure on politicians and on the people as well in order for them to get what they want in their separate negotiations. This is something I mentioned in yesterday's video where if we can just prioritize people getting assistance, let the politicians do their thing, let them negotiate, let them do whatever they want for the next few weeks. But as long as people get their payment as soon as they can, I feel like it will also soften up the amount of stress that the whole country has right now. Let me know down below how you all feel about the current situations with our politicians. Do you all believe that they're taking up their time just because they want to, or do you believe that this is actually some serious negotiations going and you guys expect to see something new? I know there are some people who have completely lost all hope. I don't know why these people keep watching these type of videos then if you say you lost all hope, but there are people who lost all hope and there are people who are still very optimistic about us getting future stimulus checks. So let me know what your opinion and what your stance is down below in the comment section. In an ideal world, I would love for them to sign off on a smaller proposal that gets money to the people, but at the same time, I feel like the CAAF Act is still very small compared to the grand scheme of things. $1,000 for single independents, it's really not that much. Let's bump up the rate. Let's get it $1,200 for everything or even more than that. I feel like that's really going to be able to provide that cushion that many Americans need right now, especially while unemployment boosts have gone away, especially while people are facing evictions at the moment. There are just many different aspects that are going against the people, and we really need as much support as possible. Guys, have a safe weekend. I hope this video was able to help you guys out. I'm sorry that there wasn't too much good news in this video, but hopefully with the start of this week, I'll be able to find some other great news I can share with the people. But thank you guys so much again for tuning by this video. Like always, you guys have been incredible with the likes, with the support. Thank you all so much for giving me this opportunity to talk on this platform and share the news. You guys have not yet already, and you're watching this till the very end, don't forget to drop a like on this video. It does help out the channel tremendous. Ooh. It does help out the It does help out the channel tremendously. Thank you all so much, and until next time, peace out.